Good night, ladies and gentlemen. A pleasant good night to you all. Welcome to this another episode of the Saudi Press Show. And thank you very much for those who are waiting. Thank you very much for joining the Saudi Press Show. This is, of course, Monday night, and this is where we talk sports entertainment. And Monday and Friday, it's geared towards sports and entertainment. So tonight will be no less. And of course, I can promise you that tonight's show will be one of which will be very, very interesting content, ladies and gentlemen, for tonight's show. And not just the content, but the personnel. Our guest tonight will be Coach Vassar Reynolds, Coach Extraordinary. And so I hope that he will join us shortly. He is late. He's not here with us right now. He will be on in a few minutes. And more so, I wanted to stay tuned because this has been a remarkable, not just a remarkable achievement for Coach Vassar, but one that many of us football lovers, especially those who follow schoolboy football, not just the schoolboy football, really, but those who appreciate football, those who appreciate coaches, those who appreciate the players. And so this is a story that I trust in every one of you that you will appreciate that. I must say to you, just be patient. Anyhow, until Coach Vassar comes in, we just want to look at some real football news around. Blessings RR, thank you for joining. You make sure you don't late tonight. Can't afford to lose your badge RR. There are so many persons vying for that class monitor badge. Sorry, people. And I'm happy that you are here. Blessings to everyone. And people, while you are here, please like the show, please like the video, share the content, and hope that your friends, families, and associates will join us shortly. It's very important that you like the show. It's very important that you subscribe. And for those of you who are joining us for the very first time, please don't hesitate to subscribe. This is how you will be able to participate in the show, ladies and gentlemen. And so we ask that you do such. Now, we just want to look down at the Premier League, the Jamaica Premier League. It has gone, done, and dusted, people. Gold Cup, 21 questions for Sir Vassel. My God, are you serious about that? Listen, hold it down, RR. Coach Vassel is not here yet. He'll be joining us very soon, and I want to apologize for that. People, it may be on a regular basis that the guests came on late over time. But you see what happened? These guests are so busy. And when we get an opportunity to have them on the show, we have to take it. All right? Coach Vassar is presently with the under 15 football team, the youngsters. They are in camp, and right now we just ask for a little time to complete some little things with the boys. All right? So just bear with us. I'm sure that he will be on. He's waiting for the show, And I can tell you, this is the first appearance outside of a press conference today that Coach Vassar will be on. I don't want you to miss it live. And please prepare your questions. And I can tell you too, RR and the company, this won't be a long show, boss. And I said it won't be a long show. The interview per se, it won't be a long show. So prepare yourself. All right. I know that many of you have your questions lined up, especially not for me, but for Coach Vassar. So RR, what you saying? You might can start the discussion. Why not? Of course, I'm ready and willing to start whatever it is. You know, this is how the Chris show, and we don't afraid to touch the topics or to discuss the topics because it's not a matter of burning out. It's not a matter of being what do we say now, conflicting our culture. The aim of the Saudi Press Show is to bring useful and mature information to our audience. Information that is knowledgeable, that are entertaining, and of course, it is sports, it is education. So get that straight. So yes, we can start the discussion. But I want to zoom in on a little, what would I say now, the latest development as it relates to the promotion teams are promoting exercise to the Jamaica Premier League from two teams coming from the tier 2. But I can hold that back. So let's go into it. You need to understand own goal rule or metric. You need to understand RR. I am sure that you can share a lot about that, you know. So you can start it and let's see where we go from there. But my own understanding of an own goal, if the striker or whoever shoots that ball towards the goal, if the intention or if the line that the ball was traveling in would not have hit the target, then the defender or the opponent, whoever it actually deflects from, that's where they would call it an own goal. Paris goal, yes, maybe I'll be able to just show a little. But Paris goal, I do understand. But when you look at it, it seems as if, to me, it would have been going across the goal. Then again, we only can view that. If the authorities are those in, let's say, VR, they don't look at own goals anyway. But if you could zoom in and follow the path of the ball to show where it would have ended up based on projection, then of course, we could look at it. We said the US forward got hat-trick with a deflection goal, similar. Well, yes, I agree with you. I'm not going to run away from it. I can agree with you. But let me look at a comparison, though. Let us see if we can have a comparison of those goals that you're talking about. Because the truth is, when you look at the Paris goal, and it came from the goalkeeper, it could have argued that this ball could have missed the goal entirely. Could have argued. But, you know, we have to be in a, what you call it now, a very clinical way, a way that we are able to not just figure it out, but a way we can really follow the line of vision. Until that is provided, ladies and gentlemen, and if that is provided, then we can, you know, take a real look at it. But until we get that, people, until I am able to see that line of projection with the technology, then, you know, we can make a fair assumption. You're not wrong, though, you're not wrong to say that that should have been a goal. And you're saying the whisper goal. Question? The whisper goal was on target. It was on target. So again, before I really get myself in the trouble, as you're the star, and you know these things, I'm just gonna take a view. We're gonna look at it and to see how best we can, showcase that. I won't be able to show it live. I won't be able to show it now because of rights. But I really want to take a closer look at it, people, to ensure that we don't get it. But let's see. So I'm taking a look. So until it comes up, let's see what happens. But Vidal, what's your take on the Reggae Boys' performance thus far? We haven't seen our own Reggae Boys scoring. What we have gone? Is it 8 goals? 9 goals in 3 matches. Am I right? We have not seen that. It's been a long while. We have not played 3 matches and only conceded 1 goal. Or 2 goals, for that matter. I think presently, this team, the present boys, are doing very well. There's a Korean buzzer need to give Stewart and Collins a spot. Well, you see, one of the things I will say about the team selection, really, or the players, really and truly, I think all of these boys really deserved a place. But when you look at, if you're going to look at experience and persons who have the international exposure and experience, then of course, it's going to be very difficult for Stewart and Collins to take it up. I am really disappointed though, I am really disappointed that none of our present players who are playing in the National Premier League has made the cut. And the reason I'm disappointed is not that I'm saying that there are guys that should get play over another. No, that's not what I'm saying. My intention is the fact that we are looking at developing our football. What would have been the main purpose, ladies and gentlemen, to having these leagues and having a national team? On the other side, I really don't think that we should really look at it that way. So I'm not going on the fact that overseas versus local. Yes, and I strongly believe we need at least one representative. I think the coaching staff, and I'm going to say this, I think the coaching staff outside of his nucleus of players who believe are the best. If we want to develop the Jamaican football, if we want to put we want our players to have any confidence of going forward, any sort of confidence in making the national team. If it means that you have to gamble one of those spots, I think we should have at least one. I say, see how the brand Phoenix selling. Yes, it is. But the fact is, don't feel any way. If you look at it now and you mention Phoenix, that will take us to another point. Probably could have given me a little contrary to what I am saying. Whisper, ladies and gentlemen, and RR is in the squad. Whisper only played football locally, but he has not played in the Jamaica Premier League. So this is another message, This is another message. This is something else we can zoom into to say, well, it seems as if the quality of the schoolboy football is somehow better than that of the JPL. Can we reason it that way? Well, it may be unfair because it's only one player. So if we're going to look at local base, yes, we can say that there is one, which is Whisper. Some people may argue or probably be on a different scale and different because they're going to say Whisper is no longer a local base. It is. He has signed pre-contract, I believe. And again, I'm here for correction. I stand for correction. But this is the case. This is the case. So I've just taken a look at look back at the Paris own goal, and I must say to you that that ball would have not gone to the goal. That would have gone right across the face of the goal. So that would have deemed our own goal. All right? Based on the rules, again, my interpretation of the rules, and maybe if Mr. Kevin Morrison is listening or watching, he could share a little on that. My interpretation is saying that if the ball is traveling towards the goal, targeted between the two sticks, and there's a deflection, then that goal would have given to the person who shoots and strikes. On the other hand, if the ball is not going towards the goal, doesn't matter how it looks, if it will not end up between the two sticks, whether the keeper saves or a defender, then that ball or that goal would have deemed an own goal. And I think the referees or the officials were right in making that decision. All right. Blessed be thy name. Now, let me ask a question. I wonder if I can do a poll this evening. I'll probably leave the poll until Friday. Can the Reggae Boys win the Gold Cup? Do you believe the present Reggae Boys will win the Gold Cup? Should a goalie deflection consider an own goal? As long as, and again my interpretation, as long as the ball is not going directly to the goal, however it comes off, it can't be. Remember, a square is not seen as a shot on target. Wrong or right? If the player winger squared the ball from outside and the goalkeeper came off his line and collect, that is not a shot on goal. So if you're gonna look and say if it is come off the goalie, we probably could look say every ball the goalie touch, then you probably have to deem it a shot on goal. Just pulling out, just trying to make a point there as it relates to deflection from the goalie. So yes, once the ball, and I continue to say it, once the ball is not in the line of projection to the goal, it has to deem as an own goal. All right? It's just a pity I couldn't get these clippings earlier. Yes. Sheldon Huntley, it's not impossible to win, but they have to step up their game against quality opponents. Oi, what a point, boss. Very good point, Mr. Huntley. No, it's not impossible to win at all, And I think they can. But to step up their game, stepping up of a game by a team or the individuals, it depends on how you look at it. We all know when you're playing against a certain opponent, it gives a different drive to players right across the world. And it doesn't matter the state or the level of football. My own experience would have given me that. That naturally, I'm playing against a so called better opponent. That's the best game you get from me. And when I was leading my team then, or the teams that I have led, I use that to motivate the teams or the other players. So yes, they will have to step up. No doubt about that. The question to Mr. Huntley, are we seeing the best of the team? Do you think this Reggae Boy team have more in the tank? So-called to step up. Saka from Arsenal strike to Loris, Tottenham own goal. I have always been asking you, and you are bringing some very good points here and very good rebuttal. If that you are bringing to me another video. I am unable to reach that one right now, but if you can reach that video, sir, I'm gonna send the link to you. You don't have to come live, but you could use the link to share that video. Just the clipping of it, not a lot. Just the clipping from that code. And to have a view. All right? Good. I remember it though, I remember it. And it looks similar, RR. It looks similar. But I think there was a line of vision to the goal on that one. I'm gonna try and bring it up too. I'm gonna try and bring it up. But let me try and bring it up. Let's see if I can. If I can, then let's see if this is the one. I have to answer that email. I just can't find the right words. But during that time, while we wait on that, we continue to have the discussion. All right. I choose not to say better opponent, but quality teams. I think we are quality, but have shown it oftentimes against quality. All right. Yes, you're right. And better and quality, it doesn't matter how you look at it, Huntley. You know where we are going. But in the light of that, in the light of the better or the quality opponents, it is the stronger team that will make it, And when I'm stronger, I don't, as you mentioned, you can differentiate between better and quality as it relates to opponents. Yes, correct. But the mental toughness, the cohesiveness, the quality that the individuals are able to put across to ensure that everyone around them can reach to the heights of and not an individual playing. Blacks is a man who watch a show, but him hardly talk. So, and I've sent him a few invitations and he really want to come on. He has came on once audio on phone, but all right. All right, so at Sheldon, 100%, but coach get evaluated. Ah, you're right. Listen, but the coach get evaluated the team. Let me tell you, something. I am not sure of how our coaching staff deals with the technology or use the technology. I am not sure, and maybe, just maybe, we can get a little insight of that when Coach Vassar comes on. But what happened? The quality opponents, that Mr. Huntley mentioned, and we talk about, when they watch the videos of how the team plays, or how their opponent play, they are able to zoom in all the weaknesses of the teams, of their opponents. They are able to zoom in all the strengths. And I'm sure they won't watch one game or two games. They will watch the entire games. I'll put it this way, we going up against Mexico for argument's sake. Don't you believe that Mexico will only watch the last game? Maybe they will just put more emphasis on the US game because they thought that US game would have been a more competitive game than the other two, Trinidad and Tobago or St. Kitts. But if we're able to do that as well, then no doubt that will be very competitive because the way the football is playing now, ladies and gentlemen, the way the football is playing now, there's a lot of the percentage of the football game is played in the mind. A matter of fact, the football these days has been a mind game. There are some games that I believe would have won or lost before the first whistle. Again, we can debate that. But based on how teams are prepared, when you listen to these people in the Premier League, the EPL, the Bundesliga, right? The Serie A, La Liga, how they prepared for game. My God. Another question, as I mentioned that. Does Coach Hal Grimson and his coaching staff has that capacity to analyze those games? And when I say the capacity, I'm not talking about their own self, I'm not talking about their own belief or knowledge, or they cannot do it, I'm talking, do they have that technology? Do they have the persons who are actually trained, yes, to do those analytics? Because analysis now is a high point in coaching. One of our very own people, friend, and my very good friend, Gerald Pennant, who is employed to the Canadian Football Association. And this is a part of his job, to analyze, to scout teams. And when I have had conversation with Gerald, what he does, he would go to matches and to look only at a goalkeeper, put his clippings together, his views together, just on that goalkeeper. He will go to a match, our opponent team, and only watch the strikers, nobody else. Because those are the different aspects, and you'll have somebody else watching midfielders, defenders, and so on. RR, I think that's how we got what's that? I think that's how we got defeated against CC back in the days. You're talking about the videos or the mind game? The mind game. You're right, You're right. And I am saying this to the viewers who would not have known the rivalry between Edulari and CC, or the results, so to speak. But I must say to you, every time I played against Clarendon College, it probably been my best game of the season. As an individual, I don't think I've had any bad game against Clarendon College. As an individual. Personally, I may have a bad game as a part of the team. But my individual play has always been great against Clarendon College. Has always been good against the top teams. And if this Captain Trevor Whitty could come on tonight, he can say that when Saudi play against big team, he play good. Because this man, Trevor Whittick, is a hard marker, you know. He marks very hard. Maybe not for everyone. But I remember he marks me very, very hard. All when me doing well. But you know, that's part of the motivation. The psychological disadvantages. So yes, so saying that to say, if we are unable to step up to the plate with that, Mr. Huntley, if we can't analyze the videos, if we can analyze the games, if we can break down the players, if we can break down each individual player within a game, we may have trouble. Yes, we may have trouble. So we are half an hour now and we're still awaiting Mr. Vassel Reynolds. But he's coming. He's coming, don't worry. He's coming. Not all players rise to the occasion. So that not all players rise to the occasion. I believe, I really believe that. But the fact of the matter, the team, the players who have that ability, as I said before, will have to use their own thing and help those to rise. That's how you know senior players. That's how you know very good players. So the Leon Baileys, the Michael Antonios, the Marley Gray, those players who we found very exciting and the experience and doing these things in front of very huge crowds, doing these things week in, week out. They now will have to step to the plate and say, come on, youngsters. Most of these players that we have in the national setup, you know, they are playing very good professional football in professional leagues. But the level of the league doesn't mean that we're all that. For example, outside of Michael Antonio now, Mr. Reynolds, good night. This is not where I want you, you know, Mr. Reynolds. This is not where I want you. So look at the link, sir. Since you're on it, please come in. I want you live on the show, sir. Good night as well. So we're still waiting on it. No, man, I don't see you. You are on YouTube. I want to see you. I want to see you on set with me. So I'll send you the StreamYard link. Just click it and get on. All right. So where's the Sheldon? Leon crumble against the US. Why? What a way to put it, man. I tell you, what a way to put it. But it happened to the best. It happened to the best, Sheldon. It happened to the best, I must say. We are disappointed, but let's just give him what he deserved. You know, he has been playing well. The fact of the matter is, how much can he give? Yes, that's where we want to look at it. And he has been doing well. He had rebounded from that USA game and played a very, very good game against Trinidad and Tobago. He had played a very good game against St. Kitts. So guess what? And I don't want you to come to me and tell me about opponents though. You know, very few players who have made such a terrible mistake in a game would have, you know, returned the following game looking good. So hats off to him as well. All right. I'm trying, Mr. Reynolds, can you get in now, sir? Please and thanks. All right. Rambo. Exactly, week of opponents. All right, Sheldon. You seems like you're beating me for 6 days. Seems like you want to beat me for 6 days. All right. So, people, remember, if you are in and you have not yet subscribed, please do so. You can also share the link with your friends and they can join us. Let me see if I can contact my guest. What's this now? Ultimate. Not sure who this is. All right. Okay. All right. Let's just have a little. Still have not seen. All right, thank you. Now, until Mr. Reynolds join, let me again. Oh, he's here. Almost here. So you're almost there, so you just need to open your video so we can see you, and I'll accept you in the studio. All right. So again, people, while we're waiting on Vassel to be clear, let me try and assist him in. All right. People, don't leave. Please don't stay. Mr. Reynolds, are you able to hear and see me, sir? So we are saying that your device not connected, and you're not connected because your mic and your video let me remove this one. I'm not able to hear him at all. All right, so still trying to get that one. All right, people, one other thing that I want to get through before you go, and I just want to say congratulations to Rambo, Coach Weatherburn. You know him from States. I know he has brought the Treasure Beach football team to National Premier League status. He has done that by a 2-0 aggregate win over Chojos. They had won the first leg down at States last Sunday, 2-0, and they came to Yorton yesterday to play Chojos in the return leg, which game drew 0-0. So Treasure Beach has now been promoted to the Premier League in the fact that they have reached the final of the Tier 2. And congratulations to the entire St. Elizabeth Football Federation and the fans. We'll see them there. But you know, one of the interesting things is that for some time we had the president of the St. Elizabeth Football Federation on set, if you do remember. And we had a conversation. So I caught up with him yesterday after the game, you know, just to find, you know, how he's feeling about a team from St. Elizabeth going back to the Premier League after 40 years absence. And this is what he has to say, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, great Patcham Mullins, the president of the St. Elizabeth Football Association. What's your feeling? How do you feel this evening going to the Premier League after about 30, 40 years?
equal to the other people in St. Elizabeth. You saw the euphoria here. We are happy. I'm just happy that we can now not be judged as not being in the Premier League, which I think has its own problems anyway, because the Premier League, I've always said, doesn't determine the development of football in our parish. But here we are now. Somebody was willing to put some effort into it, and here goes Treasure Beach. Hats off.
I tell you, you talked to me. Remember on the Saudi Press show, we had this discussion, and you were confident that this year you will make the cut to the Premier League, not just for development, but to show where you are coming from and the stages of development.
In fact, I had to speak to one journalist from one of the big radio stations. And I said, I guarantee you St. Elizabeth will be in the Premier League in a few years. And his response was, don't guarantee me anything. Well, here's my guarantee. St. Elizabeth in the Premier League.
I'm telling you, it's a wonderful feeling. How do you see? What sort of celebration will you people have for the next week?
It is going to be crazy. All I want the guys to do now is drive safely home. And then I can tell you the parish will be under a lot of celebration for the next few days and possibly weeks. We're just happy that Treasure Beach has done it. Hats off to Treasure Beach and their management unit. And for the naysayers, I can tell you one, I was exonerated.
Congratulations, President. I tell you, hard work pays off. And I hope to see you not just participate in next year's Premier League, but to have a very good season.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Go Treasure Beach, go.
So that is the President Patrick Patcham Malcolm. He was speaking to me there yesterday after Treasure Beach has qualified for the Premier League 23-24 season. And, hats off to them. They have made a few attempts that were, just short. They were just short of making it to the Premier League. I think some years ago it was Rivali who had stopped them or hit them out. And last year, I think they ended up in the semi-finals. They had a very good team last year. They could have won last year. They could have made it, but somehow, how football goes. So congrats. Later on, I will play a clip from an interview that was done with the coach, Wedderburn, Rambo. But I now want to pause to say congratulations to Lime Hall again. They have made it to this, their second Premier League triumph. And they have done so on the dreaded penalty kick. Yes, I was told that I think they had won the game. The first leg, they led. They win the game 2-1. And then, oh boy, what's happening to Vassel right now? Sir Vassel, just let me... don't know what's happening, Vassel. He's just in and out. All right. So yes, Lime Hall would have won the game 2-1, the first leg 2-1 versus Racing. And Racing came back in the second leg to win 1-0. Was it so? I think they won, yes, yesterday. So it has gone to extra time and penalty shootout. So it was the very last kick of the day. Yes. Which Racing had the penalty to go. Was it 5-0? But the man who have brought them back in the tie, who have scored that goal, unfortunately missed his penalty. And so it sent Lime Hall into frenzy. Vassel, just tell me what's happening. Tell me what is it you're seeing, Vassel, please. Oh boy. I don't know if I can use another way to get Vassel. Let me see something. Thanks. Yes, people. So Savas is still having some issues, so we wait and he'll try and get another device. But yes, all these new promoting team people. And one of the things that brings a little memory, a little excitement back is the fact that we had an issue recently where the what do you say now? Oh, for two. Oh my god. Unseen. Big up yourself, unseen. You know, what's that? Send your number so we can send the interview, bro. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, unseen. Unseen, I will ask you to join me to give us that detail. So I'm gonna send you the number and look at the screen and see at the bottom of the screen you see the number. Just use it or I'll post it. But I want you to join me later on unseen to give us an insight of what your say of how it was down there in Limal as it relates. Because I know that's your part of the island. That's probably one of the club that you're aligned with. All right, Unseen Sports TV. So big up yourself, Unseen, and continue. But I am and Unseen. Let me post the link so you can join me later on. All right. A matter of fact, you can join me now, Unseen. We'll have Coach Vassar Reynolds with us in a little while. And when is he coming? So you can come in and see for the rest of the show. I'll accept you and you'll be my co-host. Thank you very much. Yes, so we have here Unseen, the man himself from Unseen Sports. Good night and welcome to the Sardi Crest Show.
Welcome. Big up.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah,
it's a pleasure having you here. You know, I have intention to get you on, but I was just waiting for the right minute. This is not your show. Let me tell you that straight and plain.
Why?
This is not your show. There's a special show coming up for you later on. But okay. Welcome. So yes, you want to send me? Please send me the video so we could share them too and play them.
All right. So you could play them straight off YouTube, you know. Because I post them on YouTube.
No copyright.
No copyright. No, it's mine.
Oh, so from yours?
Yeah, it's mine. So if it come up, me control the copyright something. You know, I'm not gonna do that. This is mine.
All right.
So you want me to do it?
Yes, man.
I can do it from my side.
Yes, you please do that. Because I want to take us.
You want to play the interview or the penalty shootout?
Listen, if you could give me the penalty shootout first, I will zero into that. And then we look at the interviews.
All right, so we're going to the penalty shootout first.
All right, so people, please look at this. We have Unseen Sports TV here. We have Unseen himself, and he will give us the side of Treasure View. So not Treasure Beach, but actually Limal, who have made it to the Premier League. So over to you, Unseen.
All right, just give me a second so we can pull it up as possible.
All right, people. So while we are waiting on Vassel Reynolds, we continue with Unseen because football is in the light. So we have two promoted teams, newly promoted teams.
You're seeing it now?
Yeah, no, let me add it.
Add it.
Okay.
Right, so let me play it now.
Yeah, man. Limal is in the yellow. Limal just missed. Not no. Limal. Racing
just missed. Racing just missed, you know? You're in the audio?
Yes, man, I'm hearing.
No, me not hear it. Anyway.
Not hearing.
I mean, I hear the audio.
I'm hearing everything now.
Maybe become muted. before we start.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, you mean you don't want the feedback? You have 261. Very good spot kick there from Lima.
it was a good game, you know. Try to video it, but you know, just the quality, just the quality camera and stuff before I'm
Yeah,
back. Try use the phone, but we should stream it on Instagram and then take it on and post. We try that
oh,
and then we figure out say we can't zoom in when you streaming out with the phone.
good one there from Lima. But the quality looks good from here.
True. Yeah, the quality is good. When you're recording, when you're streaming, you need good Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's one of the problems. Yeah.
When you're streaming live, you need good Wi-Fi.
I don't know why official Vassel is not on this.
Penalty.
Oh, man.
War boss.
Final Vassel.
Good penalty.
It was really good.
Racing and Fred.
Who?
Racing and Fred.
Chikwa. Late.
No man, he come like to that side and now go.
No man. And then he move quicker.
So you know Reynolds, sure, you know Reynolds. So you know Anthony Patrick changed the keeper though, like a minute before the extra time. Yeah, he changed the keeper. So me I wonder why I'm about him sleeve, but I'm check a stack. The two keeper in the red thing.
This
Hey,
is one of the things about
the referee took away a goal from Lima. Corner scored my race, you know. Straight from the corner, you know. The referee took away a goal, you know. Yeah.
right, Sir Vassel, right here. We're just going to a penalty shootout.
So, I don't know. The referee ain't easy. The Lima player just carry the ball around and the keeper come feet and drop over and go.
Yeah.
The referee call it says infringement. It says infringement.
Hey! Oh my! Come back, Moko.
How much that gone?
So that's
Where my move guy?
23?
two of them. I think two of them scored as well.
Yeah, I know, but the 3 penalties not our fault.
Yeah, 3 penalties. So they make the fourth one now. So over the fourth one now. So I captain.
Okay.
And crowd down the ram, you know.
I'm telling you.
I'm going to tell you, Lima versus Mount Pleasant. I tell you.
Can expect a big thing, eh?
Well,
How was the pitch?
huh?
How was the pitch?
The pitch, well, you know, it's not going to be a European standard, but it was okay. Never that tough. Ball moving on it pretty good. But what me can understand is if you look behind the field, you see a better surface, the Polo Club.
Anthony Patrick and
You know?
never go anywhere.
I must say,
I did. Yeah.
I don't know, Virgin, but football is really taking a back seat, you know, over certain things. So that's a hero gone to zero, right? Because he was the one who scored the goals to take back to keep the tie alive.
Yeah, so we're going now?
And that guy who kicked the ball, he was the one who scored the goal to keep the tie alive, right?
I think so. He scored the header. Yeah, he scored the header.
All right, I'm seeing just for a while we have the man of the moment now. So let me just say, Coach Vassar Reynolds.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, man?
It has been a long day, put it that way. And still working, still on the job.
You're on a different job.
Yeah, right now, I just step out of a planning meeting because we are on camp, the National Under 15. So I just step out to just give the show a few minutes, you know.
Okay. Let me rearrange this thing. All right. So hold on a second. Vassel, you're going in and out with your video.
Maybe he's on
No, man, actually, let me turn it off.
Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, all football fans, we have this one of the most exciting.
By the way, sir, let me fix my cap, sir.
Yes.
You couldn't wait for it.
Purpose.
You couldn't wait for it. You couldn't wait for the introduction.
Oh, go ahead, sir. Sorry about that.
Coach Reynolds, one of the most talked about coach in the country right now. I mean, we have seen today, sir. We have heard, and the entire world now is supposed to know that purple cap you're wearing is where you are. That's where your heart is right now. And let me give you congratulations on behalf of the Saudi Press show and your latest achievement. You know, your before I even get to the appointment, but on your acceptance of that job.
Yeah, man. Thanks much, man. And good night to your viewers and listeners. They put it this way: the journey continues. I am humble and at the same time feeling honored to be a part of such great institution. You know, and to see, you know, so many persons would have made an attempt to be the technical director / head coach of Kingston College, and to see, you know, the job was offered to me. You know, it's I feel honored, you know.
Coach, you know, one of the things that many of us will be zooming in or are looking into really is the fact that you have been a very successful coach in my view. And the records would have shown that you have won many different trophies from different schools. You may not be one of the coaches who have coached over 10 schools by now, or 10 teams, but you're a very well-known coach around the country. How did you reach KC? Who pulled these strings?
Well, I don't know, but you mentioned success at the different schoolboy show, Dakasta Cup in the rural area and Manning Cup. You know, as a coach, I don't know, maybe because the Manning Cup itself would have eluded me over the years, so maybe I'm back to see if, you know, I can capture it. but Sadi, I tell you that a couple of offers would have, you know, came on the table for me, but I've always felt as a coach that the only way you can truly evaluate yourself and grow as a coach is to is to come out of your comfort zone and take on challenge. And what better challenge than to be the head of the Kingston College program?
Coach, Kingston College has been maybe one of the most successful school in the Manning Cup. And probably could zoom it into schoolboy football in the corporate area. Now, I've seen a little clipping this evening of based on your interview in the press conference. Unfortunately, the Saudi Crest show did not get any invitation to the press conference, but here we have it. I think this is even better than the press conference right now. One-on-one with Coach Reynolds people.
The first live show after the press conference, so that kudos to Saudi Crest show.
I'm telling you, man, much respect. I feel really proud. Here we have Unseen with us. I know you never expect it, but Unseen is my host for the rest of the night.
Big up Unseen. Big up, man.
Big up, Vassel.
Yeah, man.
You know, one of my team that you have coached, the team that I loved was Woolman's when you won the Champions Cup.
The Cup.
You have Big 20. You had somebody who you took from Oberlin High School who were playing wing back. He died. Quality player.
No, man, I had to listen. You said that funeral, I had to walk into the funeral and literally take the mic, because I had to say something at that funeral.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
that boy played. It was after me. I went to Oberlin as well.
Yeah.
Listen, man, Unseen. I don't want you to put Vassel and no pressure now, Nobody call no other school name right now,
No, man.
This thing is a serious business right now. Because what I will say, Vassel going to KC, it's a win and lose situation. I'm sure it is a big win for Vassel, but who lose? we won't get into that right now. But Coach Reynolds, what are the immediate plans that you have at KC or for KC?
I want to develop a program that will always see KC vying for titles at the different levels. Every competition, be it youth, be it senior, KC must always be one of the main competitor. And so the plan really is to have success for the future, and not just the present, but for the future. So I want to lay a program in place that will have that sustainability.
Coach Reynolds, I know that from my experience, where development is concerned, you're a tactician, you're a magician when it comes to development. And tell me now, I know you don't have time to develop a set of players for the next competition. But how are you looking at the next Manning Cup season?
Sadi, I tell you what, any team that I'm in charge of, the aim really once the team step out there is really to compete. As to how well they will do in the Manning Cup, it's pretty early for me to say. I want a couple of days to assess the players that I have on. What I can tell you is that it is the beginning of a new era, a rebuilding phase. But I know what I saw over the past couple of days after observing some sessions. Very young team, but with a lot of potential. So I just want a couple of days to get in there and to really do some assessment. And from there, I can make a better assessment of what will come in the Manning Cup in the next 6-8 weeks.
Vassel, you talk about young team. Is it this young team is young because of inexperience or young because of age?
Age. I was at a session on, when was it? On a few days ago, and I counted 39 players, and actually 36 of the 39 players were 16 and under.
And that is a Manning Cup squad?
That is a Manning Cup squad with a few players who would have played last year that should be coming in, but they were out because of exams, as you know. So all in all, it's a very inexperienced team in terms of age, very young team. But as I said, I have to get some days to go in and to make the proper assessment, and we'll take it from there.
Vassel, what is the pressure like taking on a school like KC? What's the pressure like? And coming from me, I always think that KC want to win, whatever the case is. Those schools are going for winning. Tell me, what's the pressure like now?
Listen, for me, there's no two way about it. The pressure is more among certain program than the other. We all know that KC is one such program where the pressure and the expectation is very high. The pressure is real, the expectation is high. But as a coach, I've always pressured myself to do well. And so that coincides with my philosophy in terms of a program that I take charge of. I have always wanted to do well. It matters not the type of team that I have. I've always schooled my preparation to do well in whatever competition. So the pressure is real, the expectation is high. But as I said before, this is a challenge that I'm looking forward to. And it can only make me better. I mean, for me, the journey continues. It can only make me better.
Unseen, would you like to pose a few
no problem.
questions to Coach Vassar?
With even the pressure thing as a coach, because I used to coach Charlie Mount High School. I don't think you remember when Rusty's came and played Charlie Mount.
Yes, man. 2018.
2018, yeah, and Rusty's.
What was the result?
I think it was
man.
6-0. I was a fitness coach at Charlie Mount at the time.
You got 6-0, Vassel?
Yeah,
yeah.
I won Ben Francis Cup that year. Yeah, so the pressure will always be there, Saudi Chris. Don't get add to Mr. Vassel. And it's just a job. If you don't win, you just have to go. It's just as simple as that. So once you have that mindset, it's just getting the result or not getting the result. You have to put in the work to get the result. It's as simple as that. You understand me? The person was reading your introduction in the press conference. They said that you're a serial winner. What do you think about the achievement over the years in the football arena, in the schoolboy football, club football, and stuff like that? And what really drive you to come into football and you make it this happy thing for you and the schools that you went to and coach?
I'm seeing it's about the passion that I have for the game and the drive to be successful. As I said before, I've always aimed. I mean, people feel that development is just teaching basic skills and watch players going through the transition. But for me, development also means developing the mindset of the players to make them be aware of what it takes to do well. The kind of attitude that they expect from them, the kind of commitment that they have to execute in order to well. And so for me, I've always have the passion and the drive to do very well. And over the years, if you check the teams that I would have done well with, I never ever star-studded team and teams that people expect to do well. But so it's a hard work and commitment that I would have exhibited as part of my characteristics when I prepare teams. And that has always been some of the factors that contributed to the success over the years.
Okay. So what is your objective? Your objective now as a first year going into KC? What's your main objective?
I said before, based on just looking at the thing on the face of it, as I said before, the charge right now is we're going to begin a new year, rebuilding phase, and it's pretty early for me to say, but from a personal point of view, KC will have to remain a competitor, regardless of the phase that we're going through. And so my main and first objective is to get KC to remain a force to be reckoned with from the get-go. I mean, you can always be once you're a competitor among the quote-unquote top teams, anything can always happen.
That's true. What is your take on the new rule that ISA come out with in terms of players coming from overseas, the limitation.
Yeah.
What's your take on that? And do you agree with schools that take a lot of overseas players into the schoolboy football, which limits the other players, Jamaican players, getting opportunity to play?
I think it's a win-win situation. It when they come to our shores, it also exposes our players as to what are available and what the other countries have to offer. And it either will impact our players. It should impact them positively because players coming in from Ghana, Africa, or wherever comes into my territory, I no need to say to myself that I need to lift my performance. And we also have to remember that we do have players that travel go overseas and represent colleges and schools also. So I think it's a win-win situation. Maybe what would have happened in terms of the new rule that ISA would have signed off with in terms of the limitation of the number of players that comes in. So for now, with the players coming in, in terms of our limited numbers, I think that should suffice for the time being, and it should be a win-win situation for both parties.
Coach, I had a question coming for you, and that's the one I'm a very highlighted fan posting. So I don't know if you can see it on screen, but let me read it. KC will be now watched by Global Scout based on the Whisper residue. The question that I had, knowing that Whisper Richards has left KC straight into the national program, I asked about pressure a while ago, but bear that in mind. Is that would that be a positive impact on the program that you lead, or it is an additional pressure for you to provide other whispers through KC?
It offers both, I would think. I mean, the achievement that Whisper would have garnered over the past recent times will and certainly motivate not just players from Kingston College, but players in the schoolboy football. And no doubt that we will be having Whisper back in the program as a human resource to help to motivate the present players that we have. And what this does also, it sells the brand of Kingston College program to players on the outside, and so players are always going to want to gravitate to be a part of the Kingston College. And yes, one of my mantra was always to produce national players. And so whether Whisper was there or out of the KC program, one of the things that people should look forward to is to see players coming out of the Kingston College program on a continuous basis into the national program.
There's another question, and boy, it seems like RR looking into my diary to see my questions, and they are not answering. I don't know where he's coming from, but this man is so articulate. But he's asking, how do you separate sentiments from your former jobs or schools? And to addition to that, how difficult it is for you to escape tongue twisted by calling a particular name, a particular this, a particular that. The fact that you have been, so many schools, so many excited schools.
Yes, you have to concentrate very hard. But the one thing I can tell you, once you enter certain buildings at the Kingston College, and especially in the North Street campus, they basically infuse the purple blood inside you.
My God.
So yeah, man. So right away, if you look carefully, it's just that I just finished a national training. You would see me in my purple jersey. You see the cap here. My stopwatch is in purple. Yeah, man. So it's an unbelievable culture that we have there. But yeah, I don't think I will get tongue twisted. But it do happen at times. But I think I'm good on this one.
Vassel. We talk about sentiments from your former jobs. How easy it was for you to make this move?
It was easy. It was easy in the sense that, listen. This is a program that many coaches have liked to be in charge of. You know, it's big when it comes to the brand of Kingston College is very big. And if you have, if you have any task of coaching at the highest level, if you have any task of um, experiencing challenge at this level, if you have a task of coaching, what do you call it, a highly organized program, if you have any pride of taking on such program, then it becomes a little bit easier in terms of your decision to coach Kingston College. Um, Difficult in the sense that yes, it comes with a lot of expectation, it comes with a lot of pressure. But one of the good things that I should have mentioned from the beginning is that I'm also I will also be a part of the teaching staff, and so it's a situation where that I'm put in a that I will be in a position to impact the lives of the Kingston College boys, both academically, and also extracurricular activities, which include football. So difficult, but easy at the same time.
Will you be teaching your preferred subject or subjects, or you're just tied down to physical education?
Why I one of the things, Sadia and Anson, is that a, a massive program like Kingston College, you will need time. And although I am a teacher by profession and I love the classroom, but I also love and prefer to be on the field. Although you have theoretical sessions for physical education, most of it really comes practically. But one of the role that I will be playing also, I will also assist in sports coordination within the institution. So and that is my one of my love, you know. So all around I'll be impacting the lives of the students there.
Vassel, just listening to you right now, there are so many things going through my mind. And people, I must say that Vassel and I, we are very good friends. That's all I will say right now. We are good friends, we are colleagues. But, coach, you are the under 17 national under 17 coach. You are the assistant coach for the national under 17 team. You're also the assistant for the national under 15 team. You are a coaching director in the coaches education program presently. You are now the head coach at Kingston College. How do you manage, or how will you manage so many of these portfolios?
You, as a coach, you always dream to be a part of the national program. Um, and let's face it, the way our national programs are set up now, you really don't have permanent contracts at the national level unless maybe you are the senior rugby boys coach. And so you will find that coaches who are part of the national programs, most if not all of them, will be coaches for other programs. I see it as a win-win situation for Kingston College. Um, you know, that in itself will I mean try to maintain the brand of Kingston College, being as part of the national program. Um, a lot of the coaching knowledge that I would have gained is by being a part of the national program. And so that will transit itself into the Kingston College program, and not just to the players, but the entire technical staff. So it's about managing time and maintain focus. The good thing about it is that the Honor 15 and the Honor 17 programs are not huge as it relates to time consuming, and the other factor is the geographical location programs. The location of the national program is just 10 minutes away from North Street, you know. So it's about managing your time and focus.
Coach, one of the things that I noticed as well, the teams that has the national coaches in recent time are doing very well. Is that these teams benefit more, are more beneficial than other teams out there? The fact that you are in the national program, is it that you would have gotten an opportunity to get more resources, whether it be financial, whether it be the crave from the managers or the schools to have these people in their schools, or the experience that you have gained?
I, I think it's a combination of all the factors you mentioned, but more so the experience that you'd have garnered. But it happens both ways, because most coaches do get into the national programs because of results that they would have gotten from within their individual programs, and then you grow from there. So I think it happens the other way around also. Also it tells us that the coaches at the national level now, there's a mandate now. The coaches that you have involved in national programs now must carry a certain level of qualification, and that level of qualification will bring you an excess amount of knowledge that you would have garnered during all of these courses, and you expect that after doing such courses at the highest levels throughout the CONCACAF region, that now you can bring to the field and improve your players. And hence, you are seeing improvement in terms of those teams that the coaches would have coached.
And I know that will help you in your recruiting process too.
It will. It will, in the sense that one of the focus that I will bring to Kingston College is to identify players, and players will identify themselves with Kingston College program. We'll use the name Whisper. So when a primary school, a prep school students, those are the targets in my mind that you want to win over in terms of their potential. And if they see it fit, I know they will, to want to be a part of the Kingston College program. Then so be it, and that is the level that we want to assist with the students.
And see.
It sounds good, Sound good. Yeah. But sorry, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your plan to help out Vassel, but you're not planning to give me no ball. How you go? But now to
And see. Let's pull up. All right, let me drift a little, Vassel, and listen to the conversation, Vassel. I want you to listen to the conversation. I don't know where him get this thing about me plan to help out Vassel. Don't know about that. But tell me what you want. Where are you now, Unseen?
No, we don't say it's a mystery. It's a mystery. You guys will see.
Unseen, where are you working now? Which team are you coaching for the next season?
I'm in the prep school league in St. Anne.
Unseen.
Tell me what there.
Unseen. That's your 9 to 5 job as a teacher. I'm asking you now, as it relates to schoolboy football, which team will you be coaching for the next season?
All right, so there's offer on the table. I don't get any confirmation as yet, so I can't really call out the name.
Vassel, Reynolds, I'm disappointed that this Unseen. Unseen, listen to me, man.
Sir Vassel, but it's going to be unfair for me calling name and then tomorrow here, so I'm not get the job.
We never say you take offer is offer, boss.
Potentially, where will you be, sir?
Manning or Da Costa Cup?
Da Costa Cup. So
in which part?
So I can call St. Catherine. So I can call Vassel and ask him for a practice game.
No.
That's why I want to know the name.
Even Sorry Crest. If Sorry Crest, they are school to but you don't want to talk.
Unfortunately,
them get big sponsor from them past student.
I won't be coaching this year. I won't be I won't be so close this year.
Okay.
This year they have a coach now. One I believe has some experience, so they don't need me for any assistant, I will say, for this year. But you Unseen, you have been in and around, and the fact that I think this man will be back at Charlie Mount. I think you'll be back at Charlie. So Vassel, you can think, and let me let it clear. I know you have Vassel number, but I'm going to make it hard for you since you don't want to divulge any information on this show. I'm going to make it hard for you. You'll have to get through to Vassel through me.
No, we can call Peart and Peart shut the number across.
Is that the number thing? You can get his number. The number is not the problem.
We can call Speed and say, Speed, go out and link with Vassel.
But if you have the man the number, you don't want nobody else, man. Anyway, Unseen, for real, I really and truly, one of the plans that I was reaching out to you and seeing that I have some plans to do some pre-season coverage as it relates to schoolboy football.
Okay.
I want to joining up with you for us to take that road. I don't know, but I know that you're always with a team. Don't sure where will you be this time because you don't want to divulge any information. But we'll talk about that and we'll get some more of that. All right?
Yeah, man. You get information as soon as confirmation, I will tell you. We just know I'll call it before confirmation. Confirmation can be tomorrow or weekend.
Vassel, let me tell you the real thing. People, let me tell you the real thing. Unseen Sports TV is a YouTube channel itself. So him can't afford to bust this information on the Saudi Crash Show before Unseen TV. So not a problem. I will take secondary.
Sorry, I don't know mine, so you get the information as soon as the confirmation. You understand me? Yeah.
All right, my boss. All right.
Turn back the show to Vassel now. He might get interviewed. He might get interrogated.
Vassel, I tell you. Vassel, the man start work at the new school already, you know, boss.
Yeah.
And the man, well, listen, tell the manager and the principal that we can arrange a press conference, you know, through Saudi Press. If you don't want to do it,
they need to, man. I need to just like KC and put it out, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, the sports and everybody can come.
Yeah, man. I like when my colleagues and friends out and everybody know the things, so not a problem.
Yeah, them can let us.
Yeah, but first I know you have a thing going. You are presently in camp with the under 15 team, and we know that you are at the big place up by, Yui, I suppose. I know you have probably other night session tonight, but before you go over, there are 3 other questions that I want to ask you, and I'm saying I wish you can answer them. You don't have to, but these are things that I'm sure that people would want to know, right? Hold on a second. Let me see some things go up in the chat to me not test, before, let me read these. This one is saying that no doubt that those Sir Reynolds, the test, Rossies versus CC, would have seen, tried, tested, and proven through pro. You remember that game, that finals?
Yes, man. To this day, I remember,
Of course, you're old school. Walcott, are you thinking about recruiting more players in the near future for the national team?
You mean the national under 15?
More than likely, yes. Because that's where it is now.
You know what? Let me tell you, we're in July now. From about May, we would have been camping every weekend. At any given time, we have roughly 23, 24 players on weekends. What we do whenever they break, because remember these guys, they go to school. These youngsters, they are schoolers. So we have to break camp Sunday morning so they get back home and prepare for school Monday. So every time we break the camp, we recall a core of about 17, 18 every time. And then the other 5 or 6 we spin it. So we give other players right through the country as other opportunities. So, and it is no different this camp here that we are on. We would have invited about 4 or 5 new players. And I'm certain within this week we'll be doing the same thing. But there has to be a cutoff. I feel over the next 2 weeks, we have to concretize 2022 players. And build that chemistry going into the tournament a month's time.
Okay, but we're not on the weekend now.
And that's why I'm certain that later down in this week we will continue to look at 2 or 3 other players. I mean, just over the weekend we sat and we watched the national under 15 finals with Manchester and Kasafa. And we felt that we needed to at least to at least, admire, how well the Manchester team would have done. You can't reach the finals in a national competition and not having a player or two that we need to have looked at, and so we would have invited two players from that parish into the camp this week and to do an evaluation. And then one other player from Kasafa, which should be coming in tomorrow. So yes, we would have been still assessing our players, but not on a wide scale, because you are so close to the competition, you want to keep a core.
What's the name of that competition?
Is the CONCACAF. Normally, this competition is played among Caribbean countries, but this time FIFA would have extended it to under U15 at the CONCACAF level. So all the CONCACAF teams and guest teams like Saudi Arabia and so forth will be in it. So it's the CONCACAF U15 championship from August 5 to I think the 12th, somewhere there.
And I think most of these players were selected from the All Ireland, Parish against Parish.
Well, we would have started the camp before that competition started, actually. So we would have used the previously concluded schoolboy under 14 competition in the rural and in the Kingston and St. Andrew area. So we would have used some of those performances to select the squad, and then they would have been traveling around and watching the national parish competitions and pulling players from that. Some players that we would have selected before, actually end up playing for their parish anyway. But we would have, gone out there and watched most of the games and pull players from there who we saw fit to have, deserve a looked at.
Okay. Not hearing you, sorry, Chris, I'm mute.
All right, sorry about that. Yes, Coach. The fact that you have been camping over the past couple of months, that sounds good, because we have seen where, we have little camp, little preparation going to tournaments. So that is the the plan. That is a very good way to start from the youth level. I know that this team should have traveled some time ago and the trip was aborted. Are you getting enough practice games, to suffice for those, for the trip that was missed?
Well, I think a week before leading to that potential camp tournament in Sweden, we would have earmarked that few days leading to that tournament to Sweden to start some games. So, few days before the time that we should have left for that tournament, we would have started a couple of games. We engaged the Mount Pleasant, youth teams. And we wanted to take those games straight into what would have been about 6 games in the Sweden tournament. And that would have taken us back now to training where we can look at more games locally. The good thing about it now that we are out of school and we are in camp for the long haul, the schoolboy preparations are in high gear now, and so there we won't short of some good match practice, and so we should begin that process this week, and it continues with possible maybe 2 games per week until we depart among Manning and the Costa Cup teams.
Coach Vassel, I did a show a few weeks ago. We're actually looking at the coaches or coaching in high schools. And one of the factors that I think affect coaching in high school is the fact that so many schools are unable to pay a salary to coaches, a substantial amount. You have gone all over the country to coach. Big school, small school, and now you are probably at one of the biggest schools with structure in it. What can you say to your coaches, those that you have, teaching your coaching education? What can you say to them tonight as it relates to coaching for a salary or coaching for development? How important is this?
Um, put a value on yourself. Put a value on yourself by educating yourself, by qualifying yourself at the highest possible level as a coach. And from there, you can develop a base from which you feel you can request in terms of a salary. And then especially for the coaches who are quote unquote beginners, you want to not just put the salary base in mind, but also the commitment and that drive to begin that journey and to gain that experience. And so that can manifest itself by you getting that experience and if you have a more firmer ground now to negotiate or to say to a school that has a structure that here am I, this is my resume, this is my experience, and I'm requesting this, and I feel that I value that. But one of the things is that yes, the salary is very, very important, and it's something that as coaches we would have spent a lot of time and money in terms of doing all of these coaching courses and whatever. Some people wouldn't understand the A license cost that I'm about to complete. It costs $400,000. So if you're investing in yourself, at least you want to see reap the fruits on the other side as a coach in terms of a decent salary package. But to set that aside, you must focus on gaining the experience and getting the job done, and that will also sell you as a coach.
Vassel, is there a coaching association in Jamaica?
I don't think we have a football coaching properly structured and official coaching association. What you do, you have some informal associations that I'm a part of, so many of them, but I don't think we would have made several attempts. Um, probably, probably at the end of the day, fail to what you call to become a reality because of maybe individual egos and a lot of factors. But it's something that a couple of coaches like myself will be making an attempt at very soon.
I will leave this one with you, Vassel. Through the coaching education, and I'm sure that you have done theory in those courses as well. I think you ought to develop a structure in the sense that try to put into perspective a payment package, a payment salary, a scale that one could evaluate a coach at a particular, let's say the D license, the C license, the B license. And based on experience, then coaches could negotiate for salaries. Because right now, the fact that we're qualifying our coaches to have certificates, to be qualified and having their qualifications, I think it ought to come with a level of salary as well. And to me, I can just have a D license and probably I win one cup somewhere else. And I go and demand $300,000 from a school to coach. But you who are completing your A license, and you hardly can get $150,000 based on the schools to which you go. So I think that needs to have a cap. I think I'm not saying that big coaches not to get what they deserve. That's not what I'm saying. But to have a scale as it relates to the different levels of coaching. And I think that will be better because the little schools will always suffer who can't be able to pay. If they know that a C license coach is at this, they must know if they want to go to a C license coach or they stay with a D license. What say you on that?
Yeah, it's most of it come in a informal conversation. So the particular schools will call other colleagues and say, hey, how much do you pay your coaches? Other coaches will call coaches. I even call myself and say, coach, how much do you think I should charge X school? So it comes about in an informal kind of a way. But one of the things that the coaching education program would have done, and you see some improvement where a lot of schools now, when they advertise for coaches, they put particular requirements in terms of qualification. And that's where the coaching education and in correlation with JFF is going now, where very soon it will be mandatory. And I say mandatory, I mean mandatory, where you can't coach at certain level unless you have certain qualification. And that is where now we can enforce the capping. You know, when we and from this coaching association, it would be good known that when institutions required coach, they can just come through the association and say, look, we need a level 2 coach, we need that, and so the proper structure in terms of the capping will be there. But that is something that I myself would have discussed with other coaches, and I've heard it discussed on the streets many times.
Question: Is the A license CONCACAF license, or is a Trinidad license? Trinidad Association.
CONCACAF. It's just that they very soon you will see one being held in Jamaica. It's just that for various factors, the TFA would have, you know, led by Anton, would have started the course in Trinidad. I think they are presently about to start the 3rd cohort. So, but I know very soon it will reach our shores. But it is a CONCACAF license.
Anzin,
Yes.
why is it that I heard it on YouTube, I heard it in social media, especially the bloggers here on YouTube, they are having issues with the coaching education, which they are saying that this coaching education is a Trinidad thing and not a CONCACAF thing. What's happening? What gives rise to that thinking?
I don't know. I never see, and I never see the papers yet. I never see. So it's just hearsay. So until I see it, I can make my talk on it. I might share my sentiments on it.
Yeah, but you asked the question.
I know the C license is a CONCACAF and the B license is a CONCACAF one straight off the bat. But I don't know. I'm not sure.
I think though, Unseen, I think the question comes because the course would have it was what I call now hosted by the TFA. What happens is that it was hosted by the TFA now. So I guess if it was hosted by Barbados people, that say a Barbados thing. If it was hosted by Jamaica people, that say the same thing. Just that the TFA and the person that is the head of these courses is a Trinidadian, and he's the one that is pulling all of this together, and he has no bias towards it. It's the last A license that was held. There were 23 or 24 of us, and it was how Jamaica was the only country with over 2 representatives. We had 6 persons. No other country had more than 2. So it is because it was hosted by the TFA. So I'm pretty sure that very soon the JFF will host theirs.
Sorry, Chris. The only problem I have, is the access to these courses. The access to these courses. I did the D license. I'm going to go GC first. So I'm going to do a diploma in coaching. Right? But then you spend 400,000 go college, you want to become a coach. That's a profession. And then when you come, you have to start over, you have to do a D license. As I said, the coaching course at GC. No make no sense. And that's how I JFM is. And then you have to do the D license. Anyway, do the D license. When you want to go to the C license, and it's like, you wouldn't get no call. You know, get a call so easy. And then you see them tell you, well, wait a year where the license go and get some practice in your where the license cover at prep school or primary school league, those type of league. And you understand me? You want the C license, you can't do it. No, by right, if you have a D license, you're not supposed to coach an high school team or a club team from D1 go. You're supposed to have a C license going on. You understand me? I think the structure should be more transparent, where they really follow the policy that they make. You understand me? Because you find out say a man who just do him C license gone with the team gone CAC. You understand me? So the period where him do him D license to him C license now so quick, and you were the year one before him, you not get the opportunity and you did apply. That is my concern. You understand what I say?
Well, it seems like we have to get the head of that delegation here and the Sadi Crest show, and I think is Mr. Peart is the head of the education sector, Mr. Vassel.
Yes.
All right, so we'll have to get that. I don't know how you get into it. I don't know. Vassel is an instructor in that too, and he's one of the instructors. You know,
The thing about it, if look here, at certain levels, D and C, if JFF or the coaching education reach out to your parish and say, look, we're having a C license next week, provide 3 coaches. If the parish don't see you as part of that 3, that is part of the way of selecting the coaches, So for example, so we don't want to hear a man say, boy, well, if I saw me dead now because me and the association really. That is neither here nor there. I am saying that if you are actively involved in a parish at your parish level, if you are actively involved, then at some point in time you will be recognized by the parish association and then make the recommendation. But if you're not active, and let's face it, you're going to have you may have hundreds of person with on the C license. So it's not like 90 or 70 can do it at the same time. What I do know is that we have been having these courses more regular than the usual. Right now, we did from the start of this year, we did at least 4 C licenses and maybe another 4 coming for the rest of the year.
But Vassel, I think if it is left for the parish association.
No, it is not left. It is not left, It is not left in the side. What means that certain level, all right, say for example, you're going to do a C license or a B license. They will first of all give. But let me tell you, for example, let me just give one example. If we're going to do a B license, as in back,
yes,
the first choice would have to come to the Premier League coaches. That's how it goes,
Okay.
I agree with the Premier League coaches, and then they trickle the thing accordingly. You understand? So the different levels, it depends on the level that you're coaching. That's part of the way they select you too. So we don't just leave it up to the parish association. So it is the level that you're coaching that matches the level of course that is being offered. That is a part of the selection process.
No, but it is really unfortunate that Unseen has been waiting so long, and Unseen has been coaching.
No man. Listen.
Hold
on. Sadi. You have coaches who have coached 20 years longer than Unseen and who are coach Premier League and not get the chance yet. Why?
Yeah.
Some of them. You have some persons who have coached over the past years. You have some coaches who are inactive. And so if you're inactive, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. That is for one. So you have various variables.
We're sure right now as day fall and night.
Yeah.
Some coaches nah do them because they're bigger than them course. But let's say that doesn't
true. That's it. I'm sure that you have a lot of other coaches now St. Catherine like Unseen who are saying what he's saying. So boy chance to come to me yet.
But I am saying you would have a number of Division 1 teams in St. Catherine. You have a number of schools, playing senior football, Manning Cup and Doncaster Cup in St. Catherine. And for you to get 3 or 4 of those each time the course run, a year going past, 2 years going past, and we don't qualify half.
No, we don't take 3 or 4. When you go into a year like that, like at least 25 coaches. I tell you something, we would have been to areas, we would have been to associations, where we don't even get enough persons travel from cross country and come do it. So even that is one of the variables, people Nobody can say they don't hear about the courses now. But you have some people who don't know willing to commit. Me see person who would cross 3-4 parishes just to go and do the sea lice, you know. Yeah. So it's a combination of various. Trust me. Yeah.
And you have got to change your name, you know.
Who?
Eh?
I've got to change the and there for and see. I call
No
it C.
man. By the hook of the crook, me I do this here, man. Something must go on.
Okay. Okay.
I
All right.
gotta find a way through. Understand me? But it raised some eyebrows in terms of how the process is.
Even the cost, gentlemen. There are a lot of coaches that bypass it because them say $60,000, worth it. So so even that is
man.
another variable.
If you do the course, invest in yourself 60,000.
Well, I'm telling you.
Remember, some people only earn while them are coach schoolboy football.
Yeah.
No earn after schoolboy football.
You put on the money, you want to do the course, and you see the date come out. All you have to do, contact your parish, them tell you when the course are do. If them are going to select you, still can't say go, because them must select you. That's the problem now. Must select you. You can be one of the most active members in your parish, and them don't select you. Or there may be some coaches from before we have a lot of experience and a lot of victories on them belt. But them they just drop aside for a while, and now through the whole sea lice thing and the area come up, they just jump up and start coach a team. And them the Paris Association I got pick before Me think that
no, but I don't want. Yeah, well, remember, I just mentioned the parish selection as part of the variable. Several variables we use, so
okay.
I don't want us to just stick to just say it.
Okay. All right, but me think still, when a coach reach a certain age old, and him not reach a certain level as yet, you're supposed to have a set number. We have some young youth. I always have youths I come up in the system and learn the thing because age is a factor. It will come on to coaching. You understand me? And if we not blood the youth them in the system and make them love the sports from now, we're gonna find out that people are gonna leave Jamaica like how them leave teaching.
No man, hey, Unseen.
Yes.
Our current under 14 girls team, female, that is on camp. They start camp 2 weekends ago. 2 very young coaches that would have done C license recently. You mentioned one of the person who did B license and C license who is young and gone too. So I can tell you this: 50% of those who are doing who have done the C license since the start of the years are what you would call young coaches.
But Vassel, remember said them a female coaches, and the female course was free.
No. The two coaches that are in charge of the under 14 girls that over the past 2 weekends, only one of them a female coach.
Okay, but remember though.
So young blood, the young persons that have been blooded, man, as they mean. I can't tell you that.
Yeah, me want to get blooded now in the national program. We have
the general right here, so we're going back for you, But the first step, you have to have the confidence in us to share your job, because we can't get you in a program unless we know we're shot.
One of the things Unseen. Let me tell you one of the things. Put it this way. All right, let me ask you a question now, Unseen. Me just have another 2 minutes. Let me ask you a question. When last have you called somebody that you think can give you the right information to say when is the next sea license?
All right. So the last time I went and talked to my principal. I got
No, man.
No, hold on.
Yeah. No, but I told me short at time why me I grow on that. And the reason why me short at time.
All right. So the last one I think it was in last year around October. That was the one to keep in October, and one was to keep in December, I think, at the time. Yeah. So the one in October, they try for that one, but we never get no call.
Unseen.
Yes?
Since January gone, we would have had. I can put my neck on the block at least 3, maybe 4. But I want the reason why I ask you. The reason why, so you're there saying, boy, you wait for the sea license and 3 keep this year and you don't know. What's the reason why I ask you the question, do you know? You have coaches who called every week, when is the next one? When? And so some of those persons, that's what them get on. You know, if you just come out and say, listen, me, I'll find the people who need to give me the schedule. You know, my time coach call me every weekend. Coach, when I next one, remind me. Call me every week, blah, blah. Yeah. So see, your idea waiting. So your idea waiting on 3 pass, you don't know.
You haven't seen, you don't have Vassel number?
No, me not know.
We'll make sure all of that's.
Yes.
But coach, I know you're running out of time, and that whole coaching list will have to come back here and defend you. We'll try to get Mr. Pierre to sort out that, to give us some insight. So finally, coach, I know you're developing AC, and I know that I hope that the little help that you used to give to a few of our coaches and to our friends do not go under the back, under the rug right now. You continue to work hard. But can you put out, say to us tonight, that Kingston College will take the Manning Cup next year, the following year, or in 3 years' time?
Why? I can't put it out, but certainly each year will be what we are trying to put in place is for the school, is for Kingston College to challenge every year. That's the sort of program that we are trying to put in place.
It's like so brave again, coach. I remember when Clapp came to Liverpool, the question was asked.
Yes.
And he said, talk to me in 5 years' time.
No, you see, Sadly, let me tell you something. In schoolboy football right now, the regular thing is you hear people say 3 years. And so I kind of realize now that it's not a competition that you need to put a cap on to say 2 years, 3 years, whatever. I went to a season and people said 3 years, I won it the first year. You went go to a program, you win it the fourth year. So what I want to put in place is that for every year we have a chance to challenge for this trophy. That's what I want to put in place. You understand? Yeah.
Any special requests from the old boys from you?
Sir Vassel.
Any special requests?
From the old boys.
One of the special requests, and I got this almost every day. I think the 2025 will be their 100th anniversary.
Oh.
And that is a big thing. Kingston College is looking to win every sporting activity that they enter that 2025, including the football competitions, cricket, soccer, everything.
25 for what?
Yes.
I want
yes.
to. For their
100. Some anniversary, some important milestone.
Okay, sir.
Sir Vassel.
Yes, sir.
If the result don't go your favor, don't feel no way when Unseen and Sorry Chris beat your bad on YouTube,
No, listen, man. Unseen, listen. I'm in this for me get me beat. Listen. Me get me beaten. me wheel and come again. Listen. Remember, I would have been in this coaching for over 30 years. And I don't win 30 titles. That means, and I don't win 20 neither. So the other years, then I would have been getting me beaten. And I'm still in there trying to chip away at things. And because you always want to win, but at the end of the day, also you want to help them youth to maximize their true potential. Also,
True.
Scholarships, national programs, etc. But
me beat you, American under 20,
Yeah.
beat you left, right, and center. I tell you.
Under 17.
Under 17. Yeah.
Under 17.
All right, so we're not going to beat Vassel on this program.
We are beating him now. We are giving him a clean save now.
We're out of time for Vassel. We want to finish the show unseen. We're just going to ask Vassel his final words on the show tonight. So, Vassel, your final words.
Final word. Being in charge of the Kingston College football program, I see it as a massive opportunity for continued development personally, and also to make some amount of contribution to the legacy at Kingston College. And as I said before, I feel honored, but humble at the same time And it's just a continuation of the journey, and the work continues.
Very much so, sir. Very much so. And we wish you all the best in your endeavors. Mr. Vassel, let me tell Jamaica this right now. KC, I want to be the first team that I do my pre-season interview with, my pre-season show as it relates to schoolboy football. It's a pleasure. And the reason why, you are the reason.
Yeah.
You are the reason why I want it to be the first one.
No, I was going to say that normally when you're doing the preseason thing, you start with the teams them where have the least amount of chance, and then the team will have a chance of the last. So KC will be the first one. We have the least amount of chance.
I'm not looking at it that way, sir. I'm not looking at it that way. I'm a different than what.
So sorry, Chris. You
Yes,
want the interviews of the coaches, the tier 2 coaches?
Yeah, man, we're going to do that and finish up the show. But because Vassel have to leave.
Yeah, man, not a problem, man. Anytime, big man.
All right, so thank you very much, Coach Vassar and people. Thank you very much. And I want you to shower your blessings. Not so much for KC right now, but for Vassar and us.
Big up Vassar and us.
So, Ansi, let's get back to our job where we're at. So we're going to give us the interviews now for the coaches. Who will you start out with?
All right, so we're going to start out, the losing team first.
All right.
And then we'll go to the winning team. All right?
Go ahead, sir.
Hold on, let me get this thing up and running. Hold on. All right. Present. Share screen. Anthony Patrick. Big.
Anthony Patrick, game did not go your way. And, although you played well, you outscored the team in regular time, but penalty, Russian roulette. Some of the game for us, Anthony Patrick.
I think we started well. We get the early goal that we needed. But for the first 20 minutes, but what went wrong? We take the foot off the gas and allow Lyman to come into the game, Second, I really get mad at them in the change room for the halftime break. And we'll come up back and we'll get one more and we'll get another goal. But we won this game, but we're going to penalty shootout and anything could happen from there, Just have to time that Lyman.
I think racing team fans should be happy at the performance of these boys coming from D1, coming right up and straight into the tier 2 and a wonderful run straight up to the semi-final. It's just a part of the game. I think you guys will learn from this. I would say the same thing as well, because when you score that first goal, I see that you guys drop a bit in terms of intensity going forward to get a next one. And then, Lima creeping and get and snatch a 1-1.
Yeah, that is something that, they are youngsters and, we just take a foot off the gas and allow Lima to come back to the game. I must say we play well. We really played well today. We have contact to the youngsters. We really fight hard today and give it the yard, but unfortunately losing penalty shootout.
What's going forward? What is it going forward for racing?
We just have to regroup and think about next season tier 2 and see if we can add a few more senior players with the youngsters and see if we can make a big impact next season.
Thank you very much, Anthony Patrick, and God bless you. See you the next year too.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
One more interview, Sadi. See me here.
Alfred Barnett here with Unseen Sports TV and El Futuro Academy. First, I want to start this way. How is the feeling like right now in the camp?
Well, as you can see, look around. Jubilation. It seems like a Christmas Eve. Grand market settings.
Right.
Yes.
And the feeling is so great. You guys qualifying for the JPL. And you're going to JPL. It seems like you guys are going to be happy. You got to be working, get some players in as well, and the training have to step up. What's the take on what's the take on going into the Premier League at this moment?
Well, like I told TVJ and CVM, the easy part is over. Now comes the hard part. We have to. Well, the management staff will have to sit down. meetings and to pave the way forward to seek sponsorship. We need coaching staff. We know now we need players with Premier League experience. So the first thing is to set the foundation. Then we move to seek sponsorship because we know we have to get quality players, and players will now have to be earning a salary. So, like I said, the easy part is over.
Let's go into the game. I see you make some change. You take out one of your better midfielder. You put in another midfielder. Take out a striker. You put a defender at centre forward. Tell us the logics behind that change.
Well, with the forward to the putting the centre back there, it's for him to hold up the ball. He hold up the ball pretty well. And when we took out Ronaldo Brown, that's number 9. Ronaldo Brown, the striker.
The striker, okay.
Yeah, when we took him out, he was the one who was holding up the ball. We wanted to remain the same, where the other players can feed off that player. So that's why we put Jafar Stoddart.
Yeah, that's the number 4?
Yes, because he can hold up the ball pretty well and play half to the other oncoming players.
That tactics wasn't working on at all. Watching the game, it was really off. Even when he jumped into the midfield, was giving away the ball. But at the end product is that you guys really hung on to the victory. The first leg over by Spanish Town Prison Oval, you guys really did the job there. And coming to this one, you just wanted to hold on onto the draw, carry them into the penalty shootout, and capture the game. So, Racing really changing their goalkeeper. I was wondering what they have up their sleeve. But at the end of the day, we see that Lima goalkeeper was the better one.
Yes. You know that we were confident going into the penalty shootout because Oshie Allen, who is otherwise known as Brocco, an excellent penalty saver. We have seen him done it before. Training yesterday was a good example where not even our own players could get by him that easily. So we were pretty confident going into the penalty shootout.
One of your winger, the one that played on the right side in the second half, on the right side in the second half, he looked lively, but he wasn't having a wonderful game. That slim fella there, what's his name again?
Tyree Makala.
Yes. Not having a good game. I saw him get some ball in dangerous position to take on defenders, to get more for Lima, but did not do it.
He was having, it was one of those days in the game where the game just don't come off. And I think it was as a result, like I said, of his footwear. His choice of footwear let him down. But he wanted to play in that, so.
Also, the second goal that Racing scored on you guys was, I think scoring from a set piece like that, it really hurt him.
No, man, we have been having a problem since about the last 2 games before coming into the semis with that similar set play in Racing. It was that same similar set play that brought Racing back on level terms with us. Similar set play, and even though we worked on it the entire time, it came back to haunt us again. Lightning struck us in the same place. But the team held resolute, and we, as you see the end result, we are in the Premiership, happy but not contented because the
work has just started. All right, thank you very much, Coach. Thank you for stopping by at Unseen Sports and El Futuro Sports Academy. Big up yourself and respect. More love, and wish you all the best in the JPL.
Thank you, sir.
Respect.
Thank you.
Not hearing you.
Yeah, man. Very, very, very excellent interview, man. Very excellent. Very good interview. But there are some points that I'm taking from the interview, from the coach there. And he mentioned that the management have to go now and look and to get some players for the Premier League. I mean, yes, we do understand that, especially in the professional means of things. But I'm seeing a team that has been, and players that have been doing the hard work through the competition. maybe some of these players are coming from the major league, coming to tier 2. You reach the Premier League, and now you're gonna say goodbye because you want, in your estimation, Premier League quality players. What's the standard of that team? Is it a very good? Do you think that team can match up to Premier League? Or they really need players to
All right.
compete?
So at this moment, with the level of fitness, they would not right now at this moment stand up to a team like Cavaliers, Arnett, Mount Pleasant. No, they can't at this moment. That all them see now, them can match up to that team. But they have players that can improve. They have players that can improve vastly. Quality players on the team who is very lively, who can improve with proper coaching. They can improve, and also they can also go into the same St. Ann market, go and fetch for the best players in each team from D1 come right up and put them together. You understand me? They don't necessarily have to go to any Premier League team to get any Premier League quality. You understand? I don't necessarily. But if you can get a two-man especially a defenders who understand the league, who you can bring in, but then you try to structure your thing where your team youths. Because speed do it with schoolboy players. What kind of experience them have when they come to the league? None.
That's what I'm saying.
Play big man level, beat up the big man then. We have much years and experience. Right?
So that's where my question comes from. Really, I mean, is it that you don't have your confidence in this team or in some of these players?
I don't think confident. Maybe some of the players them now go put in the work. Maybe in I'm brain must say, all right, them players are now going to put in the work to really, make them sustain themselves in the Premier League. That is one factor they look at. Or the next factor is getting money to get these other better quality players in. Can be a problem and it can be good because you don't want carrying. All right. See, if I was the coach, right? If I was a coach going there to coach or help out the coaching, my thing is see if we can get the best youths around the country to bring into the team. That would be mine. And then now the critical areas on the pitch, which is the diff centre back and stuff, I will try and see if I can get experienced players to play there.
In terms of their sponsorship, their financial backing, how they stay down there?
I don't know about the financial backing, but I know that they have potential. That they can make money. They have potential can make money.
Well, there's a lot of business.
I know they have their neighbor, which is Mount Pleasant, who will help them if they approach properly.
Okay, all right, that sounds good.
But when them say go in the Premier League, go get experienced player, you look for so maybe them say some old player from back. I say that does all good.
Retired player.
Me not like that. Get some young youth.
I really
like racing.
If they can put the structure in, and get these youths to work with them from early. I mean, because the work just started. The work just started, and if the youngsters know that they are playing in a professional league, then of course they will rise. The youngsters are doing well. We have to give them the confidence.
One of the things that I've learned from a coach Shaka. I never know Shaka. I'm just coach Marvel in Marvel League Premier League. In Lions Premier League. Right? In Lions Premier League.
Who's that?
And lead the job. Shaka. Sims, I'm last name. Jolly coach Calabar.
Okay.
Anyway, him said to me, unseen. I tell you have to be smart. It says a new team coming in the Premier League. You can't come in the Premier League and try to find a footing. You have to start the first game.
Yes, man.
Put it fine.
I believe that.
Him said him run a program in the summer where first match him supposed to faster, stronger, more physical than the other team. And him coming to the league with players who just come from high school football, Snow from Calabar, a couple other players, but in the goalkeeping and the defensive area, I have some senior players still who usually play for Tivoli and them team there.
That's important too.
But going forward and in the midfield, you have players who are coming from major league, players who are coming from schoolboy football, make up the team, and are mostly youths. I go forward. You understand me? If Limal can hold on upon a concept, right? Don't go for no one bag of old baller and think you'll get no tight. Because some of them all them do are come for the money. You understand me? You
Let me
want
tell
to stay in the league. You want to stay in the league. So you have to be very careful. The training plan is very important for Limal. You hear last year with something I say? Falkland, them start out late and you know, they have a fitness coach. You know, them have a management have to get a fitness coach and where's Falkland? Out to the league.
That is basically madness, man.
Yeah, right now, next week, Monday morning, training will start with Lyman and players that start improve them physical and again stronger and faster because them now have no time.
Listen, if them allow themselves to lose this physical fitness, no, I can tell you,
They don't have none.
task to
They
get
have
it.
none right now. They don't have a level of fitness right now.
And if they don't have that level, if they lose anything, no, problem.
First thing, I forget players, you know. I forget players. Plus, them I forgot improve some of them players that them have.
Mhm.
And I don't think them really have to go outside of the parish to get a lot of get the main nucleus of players. I think
Okay.
inside of the parish them can get quality because a whole heap of ball at their center.
Nice.
In the football league, them have.
And see, you're probably watching the tier 2 competition. We're in the finals now. Which, in your one view, your unbiased view, because I know you're St. Ann man, we have Treasure Beach out of St. Elizabeth. Which of these two teams you think is the better one? Based
You
on
know
what
that you know that Treasure Beach all sentiment because down there is where my family is from. So and maybe I say I'm gonna pick the St. Ann team because I St. Ann there right now. Treasure Beach, you know, doing the most of my family parchment they come from and things. Hey. But one thing I tell you, you see, there's a key ingredients that Limal have. Limal have good leaders on the pitch from the back line, in a goalkeeper. You have good leaders down in the most critical areas. Yeah, once you have a strong back line and goalkeeper, they can win game. If you have a forward will score a goal. And Lima will score. Lima will score, you know. They are lucky that way to score on you. If you ask me, I don't know where the finals make it. I think it make it at Jackson, I don't know, or somewhere neutral. But uh, I think Lima can win the final.
Well, I think anything can win. One of the things that I fear, if I was one of these coaches, the fact that we would have been celebrating reaching the Premier League, to which that would have been my goal, they may, depending on their structure, may lost a little of the drive. Maybe too celebrating the fact that, then realizing that they don't have another match, So it can be a factor. That can be a factor. So I believe in this level of competition where you have this factor that you reach your ultimate already before the final game. Some level, some level of indiscipline might creep in, just might. So that's what I'm saying. But anyway, I have an interview here with Rambo, the coach, Wedderburn from Treasure Beach. I was just taking clips. I never got a chance to do it myself. But let's hear what Rambo has to say.
Coach belated a season looking to go to a final. This morning looking to go to a final. We are going qualified for the
The audio is a bit low because there was so much music in the background.
The first time we came here today, so actually
definitely have the game that cannot explain. And come this close already, back in 1999, this close already, Republic and go through with one more. It's a different feeling with me coming here today.
Looking at the game, you came here with a tool up. I'm sure that the red card changed the game and the red have adjusted your approach because of the confidence and stuff like that.
Everything changed the game. That was our game plan. If we cannot score, we cannot push on. So we come here today with our game plan and execute. We go back down as an ex-league team. Go back
to say a Premier League team, man. You have got football all over the Premier League. You coming from tier 2. What are your thoughts going into the Premier League?
In our next press conference, official.
All right, looking at your team, defense, midfield, and coming around 13.
We'll talk about it in the next interview. Big up on yourself.
Tell us, what do you think that this will go for the most community of Treasure Beach qualifying for the Premier League?
No, St. Elizabeth. Yeah, because guess what happened? We supply Jamaica with food and the world, we can supply them with football. Yes. So guess what? Everybody is up for it.
Bam, 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 bam. More money.
And see, I don't know if you hear him clearly.
No, sir.
The volume was a bit low. There was so much noise.
Nice.
Background. That match was played yesterday for the first match of a triple header at the Yuatan Sports Complex, where the Corner League competition is still going on. So, there was a lot of noise, music after the game, and so on. But I definitely will try and improve the audio. I will actually upload it.
You should ask him for an interview after I'm finished.
I was trying, but guess what? The movements and the crowd and everybody, and because I'm also involved in the Corner League situation, I have to get back to the ground to try and get the crowd out of the field to start the other game and so on. But he has promised to grace the Saudi Crest show, so hopefully we'll get that before the finals. Okay. And see where we go from there, or even immediately after the final. But hopefully I get that done. So, on and all, we have seen, and I've said that what brings to my memory is that earlier when we have a situation where we believe that no team would have been relegated from the Premier League and two would come up, well, that was changed maybe latter part in the season. But, kudos to these two teams. I hope that they don't come in like the last two that, came up and just fade away because of poor structure and bad management, in my view. But unseen, this is it. This is the Saudi Crest show, and this is where I leave you. So let me ask you for your final words tonight. Hopefully you can put in a little thing of you what you're hiding. I don't know, but your final words.
I tell you already, as the confirmation, you will know, man. Because any school that I am at, we always be competitive and make some loud noise. But people, I want to say it's good to be here on the Saudi Crest show. People, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. And get the contents that you never believe would be on here, right on the Saudi Crest show. You understand, man? More to come, more surprises and things like that. Anyway, big up to the teams that qualify for the Premier League, Limeall and Treasure Beach. Treasure Beach is emotionally because my family is from that side, and the Parchment and stuff like that. Limeall, I'm in the St. era, so we go and support them as well. Sad to see True Juice not going this time around, and I want to ask Saudi Crest, really and truly, True Juice want to go to the Premier League or no?
I had that conversation even yesterday. And based on the responses and my own view, I don't think so. I don't think True Juice have the ambition of going to the Premier League, to be honest with you. And I'm saying that not for the players. I don't think it is the players who don't have the ambition. I don't think the structure, the management of that football team or football club really wants to go to the Premier League. That's my honest
opinion. Okay. I don't know. They play some wonderful football during the season, and then right at the most important time, the result over the years, not only this year, over the years, has not.
Yes, man, it has been going on for years.
You understand me? So I don't.
Going
And
on.
that parish, that area needs a Premier League team, and there's a lot of players, quality players, from that area. Even Lionel can go and take some players from out of that area, fix their team up.
I think that's the best way to go for any one of the promotion team. Look
Yeah.
at the teams that you have just come up because there are very good players there.
Good players, yeah.
Good players.
Especially in Chuju's team, you can get some nice and quality players there.
Yeah, but maybe they won't let up, because they are they want to fight next year again and to continue to fail at the semi-final or the quarterfinal.
No, money talk, once they have the money and they're willing to sell, you can get them. You can get them, man. You can get them.
All right. You know them as well.
Yeah, so people, respect again and thanks for having me, sorry, Chris.
Yes, ma'am. And so please shoot me your number again, here.
Yes, my call.
All right, most definitely.
You can come on my show because we're gonna have the trials coming up this Thursday. That's a big show. And
Yeah,
we have some
Thursday night.
as well.
What time Thursday is the show?
It's gonna be based on when the at race is running. So my pick an hour, 2 hours to run the 100 meters.
Send me the link.
Prelims. Huh?
Send me the link.
Yeah, I'm gonna send the link. Prelims. So yeah, and I have everything. I have at least them who enter the race. I have the time period, everything I have ready to go.
Looking forward.
Yeah, man. So you can come over. Okay, about discussion.
Not a problem. Not a problem on that. Yeah, all right, people. Thank you very much for joining. RR, much respect. Lemid, Sheldon, Dallas. Big up on yourself, Kadiri. Thank you very much for joining the show. And as soon as we have Rain Mill, all of those names, right? RR. Thank you very much for joining us on the question. Thank you for your participation and your support. This is where we leave you, and have yourself a wonderful night. Good night, and I'll see you. Join me Wednesday where we have another episode on education. A very interesting topic coming up on Wednesday. Goodbye.